Issy Ali,
Hello.
welcome.
Thank you for having
Good
me.
to have you back at my house.
Cheers, bro. It feels good.
So we're both on peppermint tea.
Boom, baby.
Boom. How long are you clear for now? How long's it been?
Well, I broke last week. I only broke because I won a bet with a friend.
Ah, nice. What was the bet?
The bet was to see whoever drinks first, whoever smokes first,
Yeah.
owes the other person $70.
Ah, nice.
And then you have a 1 day leeway of just going crazy again until it starts over again.
Yeah.
So he lost, which I felt like a champion. So I had a dart
Okay, so it was that.
and a drink.
No cigarettes, no alcohol,
No drugs.
no drugs. And he cracked first.
He cracked within a week.
And you were allowed to then have something?
No, he's allowed to. We're both allowed to have something.
Okay.
We both shouldn't, but we're both allowed to have. We got a day of just once the other person tells the other one that he's cracked, and you got to be honest with it as well.
Yeah.
So once you tell him he's cracked, and then you've got a day, not that day, but the next day is a free day to just get loose.
Yep.
And I did a gig, and yes, they was just handing out drink cards. I was like, fuck, it's my day.
Yeah, that's your day, man.
It was my day, so I did. I just smoked. I'll probably never. It really does. It really does put it all into perspective. Once you have a dart on your free day, and then you're like, it's not like when like how gym people have their gym day.
Yep.
How they're like, I'm just gonna get fat today. I get to eat pizza, and it's
Yep.
all lovely shit. It's all beautiful cheat day. But
Yep.
my cheat day is just ciggies, and everything's just disgusting about it.
Did you feel disgusting?
100%. I felt
Really?
dirty. I felt like a dirty bathroom, like a wet, dirty bathroom.
Right, so cigarettes somewhere inside of you doesn't agree with you. in your
Anxiety, bro. Anxiety. I jumped on stage that night, and I had a week of being clean and
Yeah.
having good gigs.
soul.
Right.
It's a great feeling.
Oh, I was clear. But then once I got back on that cheat day that I had, I smoked a few cigarettes, and I had maybe a pint, and I was on stage shaking. I wasn't nervous, but I was just shaking.
Do you think that was from the nicotine rush?
Either that or I don't know, maybe it was just all hitting me again at once.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, I started fucking shaking again. I'm like, see, I could have another ciggy to calm down these shakes, but see, now it's just a fucking cycle of anxiety again. So I'm like, yeah, this is a great eye opener, good realization, having a cheat day.
To use your words, the eye opener and the realization I had on cigarettes was that it is the hardest drug to give up. It's fucking very hard to give up.
Yeah.
Someone said that you never really give up cigarettes. You just choose to say no to a cigarette forever and ever.
Man, everybody that I know who's quit, and they say if the world was ending, if I knew I was going to die tomorrow, or any of those things, I would go and light a dart.
For sure.
And it's the saddest thing when you hear it, and you're trying to quit, and you're
Yeah.
just like, fuck, there is no hope. There's no being normal ever. Do you know?
Yeah, it just...
You go all right though.
Like cigarettes, I fucking hate it because I program my willpower. I'm like, we're getting nothing out of this. We're only building receptors in our brain, and
Yeah.
it's not giving us a high. It's not giving us like a drag of a J here and there. Just sort of peps you up and makes you think a little bit creatively, I guess, and you kind of see things in a different angle. You watch a bit of Star Trek. You have a Ben and Jerry's, and it's a good night. But
Yeah.
cigarettes is nothing. You just smell like a fucking ashtray, and you've just built yourself some receptors. But it's good practice if you want to try heroin because you take on cigarettes, you give up cigarettes, and then you're ready for heroin.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking very difficult to give up the ciggies.
But fucking, the problem is, man, so many of my idols, not even idols, sometimes I just use them as an excuse to smoke again. But people like Stephen King, and he'd just dart, he'd have a packet.
Stephen King.
Yeah, he would just write and smoke. That's all he did.
Really? Was he a chain smoker?
Chain smoker, man.
I know that motherfucker has the opposite of writer's block. He needs to write for 16 hours a day or
Yeah.
12 to 16 hours a day. He
That's
has to write.
That's nicotine. That's all the nicotine. Because he quit
Fuck.
and he didn't come out with a book for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm telling you. And then it's like Dave Chappelle as well. And then you're like, oh, I fucking love that dude. And he's chain smoking as well. And
He
you're like,
is. He's back on him.
yeah, and it's so easy to go, well, he does. You know what I mean? And then you just look at the age difference between me and him or me and these guys.
Yeah.
It's so easy to I'll hear like I'll quit smoking weed, for example, and then I'll listen to one Snoop Dogg verse, and then I'll be like, I'm back on.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
They paint such a nice picture.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Bitches and weed. Who doesn't want that?
Every time I watch a movie, I count how many darts I see just to see how much the cigarette industry, the tobacco industry, is funding movies.
Right.
It's fucking wicked, man.
Heaps?
It's everywhere. Yeah, yeah. If Disney could accept money, Pocahontas and fucking all of them would be smoking darts in the show because it's just big money.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
It's just chain smoking.
Mm.
So, yeah, cigarettes I'm alright. I haven't touched them for ages, but I'm at the moment going through. I had like the comedy festival was just gluttony for me. It was just pints. It was Chinatown food. It was just fucking 2 a.m. getting to bed feeling like a sack of shit, full of food, and I'm like, I've got to detox.
Yeah, it's meant to be the month of focus and fucking let's try to get some gigs in and try to get some, but it's not. It's the total opposite of what you think.
I think so. I think
You're
the
meant
comedy.
to be doing. You're not meant to be doing that. I don't. It's not a party for us.
I think the comedy festival is a time of showcasing and having fun about what you've been working on for the last 12 months and just enjoying beers with comics after the show.
Do you think that's what it is?
I think so, because it's the first time in history there's in Australia, first time of the year there's like late shows and super late shows and comics all getting together. We're not all fucking off going back to our homes to go to work the next day.
Do you reckon
It's a celebration.
What about the Nobel conference? What about the science conference? Do you reckon they're just getting smashed and hammered all together, like taking fucking acid and?
Well, yeah, I mean, when they all got together in the 30s, they would, they'd smoke a pipe.
Did they really?
No, it was just tobacco. Speaking of those pipes.
Yeah.
How fucking dumb would you feel at that conference?
Oh my god. I feel dumb in most places.
Me too, man.
Let alone a fucking conference with science dudes.
Have you ever been to a movie where the chick's getting it and you're not getting the movie? And she's like, this is a good plot twist. Did you see it coming? I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. I didn't see shit. I hate that.
Have you seen Shutter Island? That happened to me in Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, what? And then
You got to go along with it as
because
well.
everybody else got it, I was like, oh, well, I have to go back and watch it now. And I
Yeah.
have to go back and watch it. And like, ah, yeah, that's a fucking brilliant movie.
Oh, fuck.
So embarrassing.
It is. So I was chatting to you last time. I forget how long you've been performing for.
Stand up.
Yeah, because I always ask everyone when they come on the show.
I'd say I started 2014, I want to say. Yeah, 2014, so about 6 years, if you want to include 2020.
Yeah, it's weird.
2020
I
even a
guess you
year.
include it.
I
It
guess
is what
you
it
do.
is.
I'd like to not include it.
We
but
did a couple of shitty gigs in 2020.
I did one cruise ship and then
Did you do a cruise ship?
I did with you. We did not. It
Oh yeah, not a cruise, but yeah, the one on the Yarra
it was a raft.
tugboat. It was a
Yeah.
tugboat, man. Yeah, raft.
It was yeah. I did one water gig and one land gig, and that was it.
Yeah, I remember getting vertigo. The fucking pilot. They call him a pilot. I thought they were captains.
Have you
but
done a
apparently-
sky gig before?
The sky gig?
You need to cut. You need to tick off all the gigs. Do a water one, a land one.
Have I done it? No, I haven't done a sky gig.
That'd be great. Hey. Do you think it could happen?
Yeah, I mean,
Comedy on a plane.
yeah, they're all I mean, they're sitting down. They're facing the right fucking way. They can't go anywhere.
That's perfect.
Yeah. I reckon we could pull it off. I reckon I could do a plane gig. A boat gig I found hard because people were, especially like the captain was like fucking doing a U-turn about to dock. So I found that hard. But if it's a quiet place,
Yeah.
the hum of the plane might piss me off.
Yeah. True.
If you could kill the engines, because comedy's more important. Like, let's glide for about 15 minutes. I want silencio. I just want to crush. Then you can kick the engines back on.
That'd be the worst of the pilot. Guys, we're going into turbulence. God damn it, I'm killing.
Yeah, I know. Like, fuck.
It's because you're killing. That's
Yeah.
why. No one knew.
Have you done any horrific gigs, man? I know you have. I was just talking the other day to another comic about horrific gigs. I've been booed off stage.
Have you?
Yeah.
Does that make you stronger next time? Next time around?
Yeah, of course it does. At the time, it makes you completely weak.
Like you went home and cried.
Yeah, I didn't cry, but I fucking crushed a can of Milo. Like, I ate a whole can of Milo. That's my thing.
I thought you crushed it. With your
Yeah.
hands.
No, I fucking devoured it. Yeah.
All right.
If I die, I eat a can of Milo in a sitting.
What, with milk? No milk?
Milk is only just to turn it into a paste, like 30 ml shots and like huge tablespoons of fucking Milo.
Really?
Yeah, I remember the bird I was dating at the time was like freaking out. And because you couldn't get Milo in England, so I was driving around London like a drug dealer looking for Milo. And there's two types of Milo in London. There's South African Milo, which is fucking shit.
Right.
And there's Australian Milo, which they import. And Australian Milo is the bee's knees.
So when you bomb, you eat a lot?
Just Milo.
Just Milo.
Yeah, I indulge. I remember reading Seinfeld once, where he goes, do something like indulgent to reward yourself. And he also said, don't celebrate every crush. Not that I do, but he goes, don't celebrate every crush. Learn to skip a few so you can get the next one because it makes you hungrier.
Oh, okay.
It's like a philosophy of his.
But what he also said, when you bomb, just indulge yourself.
Yeah, like
in whatever.
Do something like gluttonous. Or
to get yourself out of it.
Yeah, like if you like threesomes, invite 2 girls over. Or if you like food, get like a fucking stack of pancakes. Whatever is your thing where you're like, oh, I really shouldn't. Excess in moderation.
Right.
It's a good philosophy.
And yours is Milo, though.
Mine's Milo, yeah. Milo is like, because I feel shit the next day.
Right.
It fucks my guts up. As you can imagine, I don't shit right for a few days. Yeah.
Is that still Milo?
Yeah.
Just
My aim is if I crush and become famous one day, I can make the can of Milo. Instead of holding a racket or a bat, like they have all these fucking Aussies on the front, it's a picture of a wog with a mic.
Do you know what he went through?
Yeah. You know what he went through? Yeah, exactly. So back to you.
I've got to get me one of those. I got to figure out what mine is.
Like I said, what's your
mine? Well, I guess mine used to be alcohol or even just drugs, really.
Yeah.
When I bought, actually,
that's a path to destruction too.
That is a path to do, but then again, it's also my thing if I do really well. So it's the same. Because I always party on. If I do really well, I always keep partying.
Yep.
Like, that's something I have to do. I think I have to just keep climbing the thing, because you're already up so high. It's like, well, fuck, I don't want to come down. So you just keep climbing,
After a good gig.
And then I end up just passing out. And that's how I crash.
Yeah.
Well,
in your defense, you're still only 28, right?
Me, I'm 29.
29. That's still,
That's there.
taking nothing away from you. You're still young.
Thank you.
I mean, at 44, I can't do that now. It hurts.
Yeah. No, it's hurting me now.
It does?
Oh, it's hurting me a lot.
It started hurting me at 30.
Yeah.
At 30, my liver rang up my brain and said,
me too.
I can't clean this shit anymore.
When I drink whiskey, bro, I can feel the thing here, like a throbbing in my liver area.
How much whiskey would you go through? Like, were we talking like a bottle with a mate?
No. Just maybe a cup full of whiskey, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
But, like, if I spread it out throughout the night, that's a lot of drinks, a lot of sugar as well, a lot of Coke.
Yeah.
But I could feel my liver, like I could feel a burning sensation here.
Yeah, beer is okay on your liver.
Beer's fine.
Whiskey it's hard. Like your liver rolls its sleeves up and went, fuck, all right, I'll get the mop out. This is going to be a brutal one. Good year, though. He's pick a single malt. It's a nice one.
But too much beer, too much, Like, I don't want to celebrate anymore. And I don't want to, I want to celebrate. I don't want to celebrate before the gig. Sometimes I'm drinking before the gig to get me into like a happy sort of fucking, let's party mood. I don't want to be a party comedian. So why am I drinking for?
They say half a glass of beer before you get on stage is good. It helps you relax. But I find just being sober is way better. I just feel sharper. I feel more present. I feel in the moment.
Right.
Yeah. It's
fair enough.
It's meditative. I just feel like I'm there. Whereas if I have a couple of beers, my ego kicks in and I start getting cocky and louder, and I lose. I'm not in the room anymore. Sort of. But I can have good gigs. But when I'm sober, I know where I'm going, what I'm doing, what's next. My editing department is loud and clear in my brain.
Yeah,
when
which
I'm
is good.
sober, it's sending me info. It's going, do this, tag it with this, do this next. When I'm pissed, I'm too in the moment going, oh, this is going great. I'm riding a great wave. And then I'm like, I don't know what to do next.
That's good, though.
It is, yeah.
I mean, I've noticed for myself already, like I'm already so much more clearer on stage and taking way more risks.
Yeah.
And not thinking too far ahead, like being real in the present, like in the moment, instead of like sometimes when I'm drinking, or I drink a lot before I go on stage, and I think I'm a little ahead of myself of what's going on right now in the room. It's like I'm 2 steps like not even 2 steps ahead in a good way. Like I can see the future.
Yeah, it's like
But,
an audio file and a video file. They're not synchronized.
Yeah.
It's slightly askew.
Yeah, but lately I've been everything's been, it's like
Yeah.
I'm here with them.
You're on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in the present.
That's in the present.
And-
I'm more in the present.
I've often found that if I've got a flu, I can't take Codral before a gig, but Codral with pseudoephedrine in it, because that fucks up my rhythm. Like,
Yeah, right.
yeah, I can't.
Your brain's slower?
My brain is, I think slower or faster, but like what I want to say is not ready there yet. So I'm not in the present moment. It's like my
Right.
thoughts and my tongue are no longer married and synchronized.
Yeah.
They're slightly off.
Yeah.
And it's really distressing. And I realized if I've got a cold, I have to just persist,
Right.
do the gig, and then I can drop Codral after the gig to clear my fucking sinuses. But it's an interesting place how people perform. Like some performers I came across in London had to have, like there was one, he's dead now, but Incognito, he had to have about 3 or 4 pints,
Right.
And I don't know whether that was, did you really, or that was just your condition.
Well, he's just got so used to it
So
now.
used to it.
Where he's like, I can't, I've got to.
And I would hate that.
Yeah, for sure. I'd hate to have a name incognito.
Yeah, well, he created, I think his name was Paul Barbieri or something, an Italian guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah, you know what he did once? This is fucking, to my friends listening in the UK, yeah, this is for Incognito. I did a gig with him in Bristol, and he told me a story. He's Italian, and he had like an 8-ball of cocaine, and there was an intervention on him.
Right.
So he hid the 8-ball of cocaine in his grandmother's blazer in her wardrobe when he visited her,
Wow.
so they wouldn't get it. And his grandmother went to Italy. 3 months later, she came back from Italy. The coke was still there in the blazer. It made it through customs.
Oh, wow, really?
It made it through customs. It got to
Oh.
Italy. It spent summer in Italy in a blazer, and then it came all the way back into a little
What
cupboard.
did she think it was? This is just...
I reckon she didn't put her fucking hands in her pocket, or I think she just took her blazer. But, fucking summer in Italy, it's not like Melbourne weather.
Right.
But she's still, because she's an oldie, she goes, I better take my blazer because I'm an old bag. You never know.
Sure, we looked at it when it's Himalayan rock salt. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Fuck
know.
with
Imagine
shit.
that. Fuck, hey, I got the perfect salt for the salad.
What sort of spicing is this? No Italian spicing. Get out of here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Mexican spicing.
It's like a Colombian Italian salad. A new salad has been born on the menu.
They're all like, "Whoa, what is this, Maria?" This
Yeah.
is fucking...
Can't feel my teeth, but it's great. No more dental pain.
Oh, that'd be great.
Fucking oath.
Yeah, right. Did your parents drink and smoke a lot? You grew up around it a lot?
No, my dad's a teetotaler.
Just drinks tea. Is that what that is?
No, sorry, that's Wog for no, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sorry, we don't say teetotaler. I'm a Wog. Nah, man, never drank.
Never drank.
I used to drink like 3 or 4 beers, and that's about it.
What, a night?
Nah. Like if there was an event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hardly touched it. And he could have a beer in summer for a meal, and that's it. He'll have a couple. He's never a problematic drunk.
Right.
Never drank. Really, I call him a never really drank because occasional wine here and there.
Yeah.
And my mum either. She never drank as well. Man, my parents are robots. They just came to this country and fucking worked.
Yeah, right.
They just paid off their house and sent me and my brother to uni.
There's chain smoke though?
And then we dropped out and ended up doing other shit. No, nothing.
Nothing.
No, they just worked.
Fucking hell.
They're robots. Cut them open, you'll find just a program to work in a factory for 30 years.
Yeah, but that was the people back then.
That was
Factories was the in thing, you know?
Yeah, look at fucking, like, North Coburg, where we went and did the,
That squat gig.
yeah, they're all factories. That's where my dad worked, on that same street.
Yeah, right.
Like, back in the 80s and 70s.
yeah, right.
It's full of factories. And Brunswick as well. And it's fucking bizarre to see him worth $1 million now. Like, the factories where Wogs worked are now cafes and
Yeah.
F45 centers and fucking, oh man, vegan hipster shops. It's fucking crazy.
A friend of mine's has a Wreckers, and he the guy who owns the building owns that building and like the 4 next door, and they're all warehouses, huge warehouses. But when it's Italian guy, old Italian man, and when they get a fucking, well, like when their toilet is blocked, right? they call up the real estate dude, and that the guy who owns all 4 buildings is the one who comes and unplugs the toilet. He's like, no, I'm not gonna pay somebody else to unplug this toilet. I'll unplug it. And the guy's sitting on at least like you'd think 50 million of property,
But he still won't.
and he still won't call somebody else to unplug his toilet.
Yeah.
Like, that's the work ethic that these people have, where it's like, I'm not gonna spend a fucking dollar.
Yeah, you know what it is, man? They came from complete poverty. They had fucking nothing. So when they came here, they didn't know the language and they had no support mechanism. So all they had to do was acquire money.
Right.
They treated money like a shield. So if they could accumulate money, that would stop them from becoming impoverished again and being broke as fuck. So they worked non-stop and they saved money and they cut corners. I remember growing up in the 80s in my house with my parents, we wouldn't have the aircon on. We had an aircon, but they wouldn't turn it on. Lava had to be flowing down the street. Like, you'd have to spontaneously fucking combust. On the rare occasion it hit 44 degrees, we would ring up my cousins to come over for coffee, because then when we had guests, my mum was obliged to turn on the fucking
Made
aircon.
it worthwhile.
Make it worthwhile. And we'd sit next to them and the aircon would go and we'd all be like grateful as fuck.
That's what the thing does.
Yeah, and this was a shitty aircon in the 80s that did fuck all, but we all sat around it.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
just hot wind.
Just, yeah. It was 33-degree wind as opposed to 44.
Yeah.
You know, just took the edge off. But that's it. That was their mentality.
Yeah, that's good though. Yeah, that was like us. Cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
All of my cheap things, I realize how much it comes from like my mum and being like or how long's that light been on for, or that sort of shit. You know.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
I put a jacket on first, then let it get cold, then turn on the heater.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I've realized how much of that I'm doing now.
Oh, you are?
Oh, so much. I'm an immigrant's kid for sure.
Yeah.
Just being like a fucking cheap cunt. I'll put on a jacket first, and
Yeah.
even my ceiling fan, I'm like, yeah, just let it get really hot.
Yeah.
You know, it's very hard to justify anyway right now.
Yeah, now it's not really, you know, we still haven't hit July yet.
Yeah, exactly. I've still got so much, and everything's electric in my house as well, my apartment.
Yeah.
So my electricity bill goes through the roof. Like, my hot water's electric. There's no gas in the place.
Yeah,
Hot
right.
water's electric.
Yeah.
And so everything's electric. I'm trying to bring it down.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get to like put plastic on my fucking sofa yet. Nothing like that.
Was that your parents?
Yeah, my mum did that. You told me.
Yeah, mine used to cover it in. No, my mum never covered it in plastic. We just weren't allowed to sit in it.
Oh, right.
But your parents, you covered it in plastic and your mum turned it around?
Turned it around.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant.
Face the wall.
So you can't sit in it at all, even when she wasn't looking.
No. Everybody's got their...
That's next level.
You could lean on the back of it like this and watch TV. And it was facing the window.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I just wonder... You go on,
even the TV, bro. My mum bought a TV. The TV faced the wall for a long time.
Why?
Because she was just like, we're not... Because first my dad wasn't in Australia yet. He was still in Africa. So I guess like the couple of years leading up to him coming, my mum bought all this shit.
Yeah.
So the day that he comes, we get to
turn it on.
Turn everybody.
So the couch gets. So it's like The Price is Right. You've won a whole living room setup.
It was
TV.
Daddy, come on down, and then everything turned around.
And everything was ready.
And there was kids sitting on the couch like, hey, Dad.
Fucking hell, bless your mum, man.
Yeah, so she did that. She fucking put plastic on everything.
Did you have a TV at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We had a real little one. It was like this big, man.
Yeah, so she's like, fuck off to the little one.
Yeah, everybody watched the little one. It was like a little fucking... It looked like a Digimon, bro.
In case she turned it on and you fucked it up.
And we fucked it up. She didn't want to fuck up the big one, so we get to fuck up this one as much as we wanted.
Oh, man, that's so cool. It's so similar... Yeah, it's so similar to Wog culture. I just wonder if... Even when I was in... So the conclusion I reached is that African cultures and European cultures, especially Southern European, like Greeks, Italians, Spanish, they're very similar with their family structure and the way everything is like... You know how Aussies, you could be like, I haven't seen my mum in 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, whereas you can't do that in a Wog house.
No way.
No fucking way. I remember being on the road with like black comics in London and their mothers would be calling them at 2 a.m. Where are you? What time will you be home? Are you still on the highway?
Yeah.
And just like, whereas the English, the
Yeah.
parents would, it's like, oh,
My
he's
mate
doing
as well.
comedy.
Yeah, my mate has never. I haven't seen him hug his mum once, and he was just talking about it. He's like, "Ugh, I'd never hug her."
It's fucking weird,
It's like
man.
this. It's like, Ugh. I'm like, what? You're not gonna fuck her.
Yeah.
You're just gonna hug her.
Yeah.
You know, they think it's something else. I don't know what they think, but I've even seen it with dudes. Like, yeah, I don't kiss my son, and just to go see turns out gay or anything like that. Like,
It's so
there's
weird.
there's the weird. Yeah, there's no affection.
That's the word, affection. We're very affectionate. It's like family is more central to our core principles as opposed to Anglo Saxon culture, if I could be specific.
I think it's who
Not
we
all.
are.
Like, I don't want to fucking, don't berate me. I'm not, I'm just saying my opinion, but I reckon overall, generally speaking, Anglo Saxons, they're fucking colder
Yeah.
than the Wogs and the
way
Africans.
the way I see it, it's like who we are in like the bloodline or the family or our generation. That means more to us than making it individually.
Yeah.
Because like for me, it's like my family is such a big part of. Not even to say that they're even my best friends. They're not my best friends. Do you know what I mean? When people go, "Oh yeah, my brother is your." Somebody said that to me recently. They're like, "Is your brother and sister?" She goes, "My brother and sister are my best friends. Are they your brother and sister your best friends?" I
No,
was like,
fuck no. My older brother's like a dad. He judges me. He's like, "What are you doing, man? What are you fucking doing? Where are you going? Are you getting paid for this gig?"
Exactly. I'm like, wow, that's the last person
It's
I was
just complete disapproval.
Yeah.
Like my mum, disapproval. My
Disapproval.
father, he's given up. I reckon he's grateful he had a stroke because he's tapped out now.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sitting here, she's force feeding me till I die. I'm out. Fuck this family. I've built a house.
Yeah.
But yeah, same with you.
There's no friendship. We're not friends. But that's my brother and that's my sister.
That's my brother.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know where it comes from. I think it is like how important your family, your name, all that shit. Like my mum put that shit on me when I was growing up, like who I was and where I came from and what my family name back in Somalia, what that means to Somalians,
Can I get into that? Because I find that shit fascinating. And for those
Sure.
who are interested as well, like your background is Somalian. Were you born
Somali? Yeah.
Somali? Were you born in Somalia?
Yeah.
You
Somalia.
were.
Yeah.
And what time? When did you emigrate to Australia?
92. So I was born 91, June of 91, and I was became here the year after, like fucking February 92.
And when they left Somalia, what was the pulse of Somalia at the time?
Oh, it was hectic.
Was
just
it
fucking
war torn?
just war, just straight up war.
Was it a religious war?
No,
Or
it was
it tribal?
no, it was we had a dictator who was a socialist dude.
Who was this fucker? What's his name?
His name is Mohammed Siad Barre.
Mohammed Ziad Barre.
Siad, yeah.
And
Siad.
what was his shtick? What did he want?
He was like a socialist.
Yep.
He was a socialist, but he was also we're Muslim.
Communist?
Yeah, kind of. But we're also Muslim, so we couldn't go.
Is the whole country Muslim?
Yeah, 99%.
Okay, so there's no religious rivalry like fucking Lebanon was like split in two by.
Yeah, India,
Civil
Pakistan, and
war.
India.
Yeah.
None of that shit. None of that.
All right, so
Yeah.
we've got a socialist dictator.
We got a socialist dictator. So what happened was we had a president after our independence. We got our president, and then he was assassinated around the same time JFK was assassinated.
And where was Muhammad at the time? Going, oops.
Yeah, Muhammad was his boy. Muhammad was his.
Did he orchestrate it?
Oh well, you'd assume so. I'd think so. He was like a general in the one of the biggest generals in the army at the
Wow.
time.
So we're talking military coup.
Military coup. So
Motherfucker.
the
it's always the
president's
way.
the president's bodyguard was the one who assassinated him.
That's an
Inside job, and then so there was a military coup. They got together all the top military guys, and then he was like the leader of that crew, I guess. And then he did something sly. There was meant to be a vote.
Right. Did
a
he rig it?
No, I think he just didn't allow it to happen. There was meant to be a vote.
How do you do that? How do you go on TV? Hey everyone! No, there's no vote.
Yeah.
Football's on. Go to the parks, enjoy football.
It was like, it's me. I'm the guy now.
Yeah.
And then yeah,
Is that how he did it?
it was something like it was a cool little how he did it. It was a cool little like.
Because Hitler burnt down Parliament
Right.
and then said, "Oh, they're fucking burning down Parliament. This is fucked. I need to take control because there's anarchy in the streets and only I can bring order to this chaos."
Right.
So everyone was like, "Oh, all right."
Something like that.
Reluctantly.
Napoleon, he's one. How he walked in with the other dude, and the other dude was meant to take the throne. He wasn't
Yeah.
even a general, and then Napoleon's like, "I'm here. I've got my army here. Fuck it. Shut up. Move. I'm doing it. I'm the king." Boom.
Yeah.
And that's how Napoleon did it. It was like he did it like a little sly way as well. He promised the dude, he goes, I'll back you. And then once they took it, he's like, fuck you.
Yeah, because Napoleon had a lot of gold at the time as well. Because he
Right.
was a bit of a gun military. Like, he went and sacked a lot of places in Italy and took all their gold.
Right.
Because he was good at artillery, which is like cannons.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
organizing troops.
Yeah, he was a cannon general, right?
And he hogged all the gold, and he
Mm.
realized early on, if I collect gold from councils that I sack and estates that I sack in Italy, I can pay my soldiers better
Yeah.
and buy their loyalty and build an army. And
Right.
then, yeah, but anyway, so back to Muhammad. So he goes, hey, this is it.
I'm Napoleon of this land.
Fuck.
He took it all. And then,
This is 1991.
what? When he took it?
Yeah.
No, this is like 60s.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is a young guy.
This is young Siad Barre. Yeah.
So Muhammad
He
was
was-
like early 20s.
He was young.
Yeah, good on him, man. He's got a goal, you know.
Yeah.
He's got ambition.
It's better than I am.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's got a to-do list on his fridge.
Yeah.
Take over Somalia.
And so he took it, and then he ran that from like all the 60s and the 70s and then the 80s. Around late 70s is when he went to war with Ethiopia to try to get some of our land and our people back, right?
So Ethiopia annexed some of Somalia's land
Yeah, and our people.
and your people.
Well, our people are living on the land.
All right.
So they
So
took
they
the
made
people.
them Ethiopian
Yeah,
citizens.
but they're not Ethiopians though. They're still Somali.
And is Ethiopian a Christian country?
Yeah, well, there are a bunch of people, but I guess the majority is the Oromo people, the Christian ones. I guess Habesha. I guess them two as well.
Okay.
A few other ones maybe. There's a lot of fucking tribes in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a weird one in itself because there's a lot of. It's not like Somalia. It has Somali people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ethiopia has a lot of different other people.
Yeah,
not
right.
Just it like.
Okay, so it's like rye in the summertime. It's a mixed mash of cultures.
Yeah.
Like it's a fucking melting pot of people.
But like the Greeks are over there and the Italians
Yeah,
are over here.
It's
and
like that.
It's like that, exactly like that.
Right.
So that's what Ethiopia is. So, but
All right, so I want to stay on this thread. So Muhammad took back that land.
yes, no, he was trying to take he my uncle, my mum's oldest brother, he was the tank commander of this army, right? And we were backed by the Russians, and we were winning this war, right?
Yeah, backed by the Russians because you're preaching socialism and
Right.
communist reform, and it's good for Russia. They
It's
can
good for Russia.
sell you weapons
Boom,
and
boom.
their political
And now we got
ideology.
another boy in that African region, another friend.
Yep.
Another ally. So then we're backed by Russia. My uncle, tank commander, puts the flag down, and he's like we've taken this is our land now.
Which was Ethiopian land.
Which
was
was
originally Somalian land.
land, yeah.
Fuck, it's just typical.
Yeah. So
Fucking hell,
we
we're
took
fucked.
it back. We took it back, but at that moment, Russia flipped on us and went, "Nah, fuck them. We're back in the Ethiopians now."
The lesson is
Never-
never trust the Russians. They're fucking dodgy motherfuckers.
Don't go to war with
Yeah.
Russia.
Their women are hot, but fuck me.
Yeah.
They're nuts.
They don't have a clue. Especially when a country doesn't have winter, they don't know what to do. They're like, well, how did we win this war? There's no winter. But these fucking...
So why did Russia backflip on Somalia? Why did they go...
Because they knew we were never going to be full socialists like that. We can't be. We're Muslims. Muslims aren't that socialist. We can only pick and choose a little bit of the ideology, and then what fits Islam too. We've got to see if it fits Islam.
Because you can't marry socialism
Yeah,
parallel
socialism.
to the Quran.
True.
It doesn't work. It's like two magnets repelling each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. Well, socialism, everybody's equal. Islam, men and women are not equal.
Yes, I've heard that. I've
Right.
seen them on Sydney Road.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
So all these dudes are like, fucking look at what do you mean equal? Look at all these pictures that I got. Don't
Yeah.
let them hear it. You can't tell them.
Yeah.
Because then it fucks up the whole thing.
Yeah, my neighbour used to fuck off to Lebanon and come back with a different wife
Yeah,
every
right?
3 years. Younger and younger and younger. And I'm like, holy fuck, this is insanity.
That doesn't work if we're both equal.
I see.
One has to be not equal.
All right, so Russia's gone, fuck these guys. We're out of here.
Russia
so they
went-
unplug.
Russia unplugs.
Does that leave a void? You guys have no armaments or...
Well, we got no one backing us. Yeah, we got no bullets. We got no armaments. We got no one backing us. We can't hold that position long enough.
So
to
Ethiopia
claim.
take it back.
So but they start. Russia's backing them now, like actually sending them shit. The same thing they were sending us. They were sending them.
Wow. Yeah.
And then, but my uncle was like, we're not going back. I'm not turning my tanks back. Fuck that. And they're like, fucking turn back, because you cunts are gonna die. So he did. Pulled out the flag and they turned back.
Okay.
And then all those dudes, my uncle and a few other high generals and whatnot, they got together in the late 70s to plan another coup against the Mr. Muhammad.
Yep. To take back country.
To take back the country and whatnot.
And open it up to elections.
Yeah, open it up to elections. I don't know if it was to open it up to elections.
But he was clearly too dictatorial and becoming crazy.
Not only that, but we took it back our land. Why did we pull out for? You told us to pull out.
Yeah.
And, as generals, it's like, we put the flag down. You made the call. We lost a lot of boys, a lot of good guys. And you made the call, and that was a fucking bad call to make.
And then he said, retreat. I want you to retreat.
We're going to cut.
Did Russia do a deal with Muhammad behind closed doors?
I doubt it. That's too much for...
So why would he want to retreat?
Because he knew he was going to lose.
Okay.
There's no way he was going to win the war. So then they pulled out, and then they tried to do a coup, and then Muhammad found out about all those people in that room trying to commit a coup against him. So he assassinated all of them, including my uncle, my mum's brother.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro. And
how did he get it just gun to the head?
We didn't know whether
this is late 70s.
This is late 70s, and
they
didn't tell us where they buried him.
To this day?
No, my uncle went back.
And found him.
Oil minister. He went back and found the graves. Like, not even that long ago. I want to say like 2011.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Just in a heap.
The dictator came to my mum's house when it happened. Knocked on the door.
The actual Muhammad?
The dictator dude, and he's like, "Can I speak to your grandfather?" My grandfather's a pretty prominent dude, and then he's like, "Yeah, need to sit down. Yeah, we killed your son because he tried to do a coup,
Yep. And how did she take that?
My mum, horrible. She was like 15 at the time. This dude was pretty old. He was like probably like 10 years older than her. Oh no, 15 years older than her. Maybe he was like in probably 30s.
So why did this guy Muhammad in his 30s, who was controlling Somalia, door knock and speak to a 15-year-old and say, "I killed your father"?
No. Can I speak to your father?
Okay.
And then to the father, to my grandfather, he said, "Sorry, I killed your son."
Okay.
Because he needs as much support as he can get. My grandfather's a pretty prominent dude.
I see. So he was trying to politically persuade him that he did the right thing.
Yeah, they were trying to coup. He told them what the fuck was up.
Jesus.
But like, he needs this dude's support because if he turns on my grandfather, then my grandfather has the power to get his whole fucking town to turn on him.
I see, because your grandfather had political persuasion.
Right. Had enough influence anyway around northern Somalia to make some calls.
Fuck.
And then so
can I just pause for a second and compare this to all the protesters in Victoria who didn't want to wear masks and believed that the government was trying to control us? This is real government motherfucking control, people.
Yeah.
This is hardcore global government politics of military coups and fucking dictators.
I think I'd be a pretty good Somali dictator. I think I figured it out enough to be like, if I knew Somali well enough, I reckon I could have I have got enough charisma to figure it out.
You can still do it. You just got to get a Netflix special.
Yeah.
Do a show about your roots, go back, win support. I mean, I spoke to Akon when I had a radio show on Nova, and he was like, "Yeah, man, that's my aim. I want to go back to Africa. I want to go fucking be the president of Senegal. I want my face on the money."
He's doing pretty good with Senegal as well.
Well, there you go. See, this was back in 2006. I spoke to Akon.
He's got like solar panels up and everything.
Yeah, see, he's doing good things for his country.
Too bad they don't have roofs yet, but they got solar panels
on their mud huts. Fuck.
How about a door, Akon?
Yeah. So he's doing good things for Senegal now. That's great.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
All right, so that's what happened. And so your mum at 15 was like, "I've got to grow up and get the fuck out of here"?
No. She still thought Somali was going to be... My mum's a Somali supremacist.
Yeah.
She's still... And I'm sure it's like your mum. Oh, ask Greek people. Greek is the best country in the world.
Oh, yeah, fucking oath. My mum curses Turkey every morning. Because Turkey wants to just jump into the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah. Can I get you to imagine the Mediterranean Ocean for a second?
Yeah.
It's full of Greek islands.
For sure.
And then at the very edge of it, there's Turkish coastline, and the
Yeah.
Turks can only go 2 miles inwards with their ships, and then they have to stop because they're entering Greek waters.
Wow.
Now, what
They've
I'm trying
just
to
got to go along the coast like
Yeah.
the sand.
what I'm trying to tell you is like Turkey is like a salivating pit bull because we're Greeks on our lilos doing backstroke in a huge fucking pool, and the Turks are up to their ankles, and we're like, hey, that's it. No more, man. No, hey, you in. Look at this cunt. The Turk's going in up to his knees. And they have to back
Can't
the fuck
trust them.
up.
You can't.
Yeah.
Well, you give them more than that, and they'll take another fucking island, bro.
Yeah.
They took Cyprus, right?
They took half of Cyprus because we, at the time, Greece had a military coup in 74. So
Right.
we were destabilizing and Turkey had an opportunity. But you know what saved Greece? What saved Greece was Turkey's poor choices. World War One, they chose the losing side.
Right.
World War Two, they chose the losing side again.
Right.
So they lost a whole heap of fucking soldiers.
for sure.
And their land was annexed, and Greece took back a lot of country that they originally lost from the Turks.
I mean, the fucking Ottomans had all of that area.
The Ottomans were beasts.
They had everything.
Yeah. Like at one stage in Europe, Adem Ulutash controlled half of fucking Europe.
Yeah.
Like the Ottomans were everywhere,
Dude, man, the
from
15
Serbia down to.
for 1500s, they came to Somalia and gave us cannons to fight the Ethiopians in the 1500s.
Are
Bro.
you for real?
Yeah, bro. That's how long they've been fucking around with people, the Turks.
They had Greece for 400 years,
Yeah, right.
and for 350 years, it was quite peaceful.
They weren't bad.
No, you know why?
Why?
Because they were like the tax man. They rocked up to Greece every year. They collected our gross domestic product.
Yeah, and
They fleeced our economy, and then they'd fuck off.
it's funny that
And then in the last 50 years, sorry to cut you off, in the last 50 years, there was a renaissance in France, and a lot of Greeks were studying in France, and the French poets and philosophers were telling them what's happening in Greece. So there was an uprising, and they're like, we want our money to stay in Greece.
right.
So all the money we were making as an economy was getting leached out to the Ottoman Empire, and that's when the last 50 years were brutal.
right.
And Greece gained its independence in 1821, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit.
1821.
I thought it wasn't until after World War One.
No, after World War One, we got some land back, but not all of it. But we lost Constantinople.
Right.
And Constantinople is considered our queen on the chessboard. That's
Yeah.
like losing your queen in an early game of chess. You're fucked.
Yeah.
You're like, I've lost my queen. Game over. I'm flipping the king.
Bro, I've seen the videos of the siege of Constantinople. It was like it took like fucking years.
May 29, 1453.
Until when? It was like 1470 something.
Yeah.
They were just standing around.
They barricaded them. Yeah, it was
Barricaded.
because at the time the Byzantine Empire shifted and they settled. They made the capital of Rome, the new capital of Rome, Constantinople,
Right.
under King Constantinople.
So the ancient Greeks, they didn't leave you anything. Once the Romans came, fucked yous. You guys didn't have much to.
The ancient Greeks left us a couple of things. They left us gay sex, philosophy, mathematics, democracy,
Sculptures.
sculptures,
How to sculpture.
and that's it. But everything the Romans took,
Poses. How to do these.
how to do, the thinker, yeah. Jamaicans added a J to that same picture,
Yeah.
but it's essentially the same. But yeah, look, man, everyone borrowed from everyone, but I'm not anti-Turk. I'm just saying, we're just talking. Yeah, all right, I am. He's
Fucking-
laughing. He fucking got me. He got me. I did a DNA test and it came back 99% Greek, 1% Turk. And my mum goes, that's rape. That's when they raped us. They're in our DNA.
Of course, it had to be rape.
Yeah.
You guys don't accept that shit.
No, we don't. But my great-great-grandfather, cut the head off a Turkish general.
Right.
And we changed our name. So my name's Katsoulis,
To
right?
what? To cut the head off a general.
Yeah.
My grandfather cut the head of a general.
So this is on my mum's side, right? So it's irrelevant to my surname, but my mum's great-great-grandfather cut the head off a Turkish general.
Is
And-
that at every dinner party?
Yeah.
Guys, I just like to say.
Oh, that's my mum's. She's going, I want to make a toast. I'd like to make a toast. My great-grandfather.
We've heard this already.
Yeah. Those bloody Turks oppressed us, But my grandfather cut the head off a Turkish general, and they disappeared into something in central Greece called Agrafa, which translates to the Badlands. Like, you can't map it because it's all rough terrain. And the Turks would never go there because they can't. You know what it's like? The Taliban in Afghanistan. You can't reach them in those caves.
Right.
So they just carpet bomb. The Russians tried to beat the Afghanis, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
And they told the Americans, good fucking luck, because you'll never get those cunts. They're like rats in those caves. You'll never hit them with your bombs.
Dude.
And the Yanks were like, no, we got fucking bunker bombers. Yeah, well, good luck with your bunker bombers. Still couldn't get them. And that's like that central region of Greece. It's completely, full of caves and like rough terrain. So that's where we hid.
Yeah, just low shrubs that you can just duck under.
Yeah. So that was the history of Greece. But anyway, just, I was talking about Napoleon before. I was reading how Hitler and Napoleon both made the same fucking mistake by going to Russia.
In the winter.
That's
why they fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't fuck with Russians when it's closer to winter.
You don't
No way.
Yeah. If you're going to fight Russia, start the war in spring.
Yeah.
And if you haven't wrapped up by the end of summer,
just
get the fuck out.
Call it.
Call it. Just go time out.
As soon as the first autumn leaf falls,
yeah,
just turn around.
Russians can handle minus 30 in a singlet, but we can't.
Yeah, and apparently also the Mongols. The Mongols struggled with them too.
Really?
In the winter,
oh,
they
fuck,
went
over.
I
didn't know that.
They tried to take Kiev or whatever, one of those places.
Which is Ukraine.
But
Russia's hanging to get it back.
Yeah.
It'll be chicken Russian Kiev soon. They'll get it back.
They're doing pretty good though. Did you see how many they had? Like 150,000 Russian military just around Crimea not Crimea, but around Ukraine this last 2 weeks.
Man, could you Ukraine is a kitten, right? Could you imagine being a kitten family and outside your door there's 150 pit bulls? You're like, fuck.
I'm Russian.
What's gonna happen?
I would fucking I'd sell them out.
And you're going, are you guys all right over there? Yeah, we're doing exercises. Okay. Basically, they're telling the world, we'll do what we want.
Yeah, hurry up or we're taking this shit.
We'll do what we want.
Yeah.
Don't get fucking involved.
This is it. Have you seen the World War II footage of Japan walking out of the UN?
After the war or before?
No, it was like when they first took Manchuria. Manchuria, is that China?
No, can you give me a history lesson?
So there was before the UN, there was the League of Nations, right? That they
Okay.
set up after World War One.
Yeah, I thought that was Marvel.
No.
All right.
The League, it still had Batman in it.
All right.
Batman was there.
All right.
They had the League of Nations and so it was just like the UN, but after World War One, they set up this League of Nations.
Okay.
So Japan.
Just after World War One.
Yeah, just
Alright.
after World War One.
Okay.
So the world was like, we can't let one person try to attack us again like that. Meaning Germany, we can't let this is fucked up. We've got to all come together if something like this happens again.
Oh, I think. And was Japan really embarrassed?
No, Japan was the first one to go. Watch me go say fuck you to the League of Nations and watch them not do shit about it. Because the League of Nations, as soon as you say fuck you to somebody who's acting like he's the boss. And you say fuck you to him, and the boss doesn't do anything. Then everybody's like, "Well, fuck you then to the boss."
It's all over.
It's all over. So Japan went in. They took Manchuria. And
Where's Manchuria?
It's like some part of China, like the north.
Right.
The north, east of China.
Got you up towards Mongolia,
Yeah.
Mongolia, up
Russia and
Russia.
whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's Manchuria.
But yeah.
They took it, and then the League of Nations called a big fucking League of Nations meeting with all the countries there, and Japan rocked up, and Japan was basically like, yeah, we took Manchuria, ain't nothing gonna do about it, go fuck yourselves, and just walked out. And everybody's like, oh my god, mic dropped the place and just walked it.
Just after, so 1920,
yeah, 1930,
21.
1930.
Oh, 30, okay.
Yeah, when Japan started flexing a little bit, when the empire was like, let's take everything. So that's what they did, yeah, they went, fuck you, watch us take it, and you got not do anything about it, and then they took it, and nobody did anything. And then Germany's like, well, fuck, if they're taking that, then I may as well take it, and the League of Nations ain't gonna do shit anyway. You know, so everybody was like, well, they don't, you know what I mean? Which sort of fucked it all off. It's happening right now to the UN or NATO.
NATO, yeah. I think that's
Russia's like, watch, I'll take Crimea, you guys won't do anything about it, and then I'll take fucking now I'll take all of Ukraine, you guys won't do anything about it. You watch. It's just them flexing.
You're probably right. Like, I just, I mean, what the fuck do we know? But I can't see Russia
I can't see Vladimir Putin
being
not-
affected by any country. Like, who's going to go
No,
up against
I'll say
Russia?
I'll go one more. I can't see him just taking off the crown and just putting it down.
Ah, he's not going, man.
Why would you?
He's not going. He just changed the constitution in Russia until... So he basically brought out a new law going, oh, yeah, P.S., I'm in power till 2036.
Yeah. How good
And
is
everyone went, okay.
Can't do nothing.
And the opposition leader, he's still in jail.
That guy, yeah, starving
He's
to death.
fucked.
Yeah. But see, I can't see him, like, why wouldn't you, if you were that egotistical to begin with to become a fucking Russian dictator, why would you just give it up and not try to go for the gold? I would try to be a Caesar Alexander and go, I'm going for gold.
So
And
what would you do if you were Boris Yeltsin? What would you do
Putin?
if you were Putin now?
I'd set it up so I would go to begin a World War III and take it all.
Thank fuck you're not the leader of Somalia
Yeah.
like you wanted to 10 minutes ago.
But
Would you wage war?
Why wouldn't you though?
I'd carpet bomb mushrooms. You know me, man. I'd get everyone on the mushrooms.
No, but you're already there. You're nearly the dictator of the world.
So you would invade Ukraine.
I would in Ukraine. I would invade all of Eastern Europe, all of it. I would.
But you're just going to have resistance fighters and bombs going off and terrorist activities.
I'm Vladimir Putin. I'm sitting in my castle. Don't worry about me. I'm good.
Yeah, but you're going to have mothers crying and children.
I have my headphones on. I got Dr. Dre beats.
Fucking, I've got Dr. Evil on the show.
It's Spotify. Don't worry about that. Pandora will take care of these noises.
But Spotify will not let you. They'll close your account because they're like, we're like politically like not aligned with you, like hatred. We're inclusive.
Yeah, all my music is no.
Oh,
I
fuck.
would take over like Vladimir Putin being fucking Xi Jinping, this Chinese dude. Why? I've got all this power. Why would I just go, oh, here's my successor, this nerdy little fucking kid. I'm going to give it all to him and not try to get my name into history books. I would much rather my name be up there next to Genghis Khan than be the guy that was just nice and gave it back. And
I read a quote once which worried me that it said, the elderly don't care. Elderly in power are the ones you fear because they're about to die soon and they don't care what happens.
For sure.
It's the youth that have an invested interest in the safety and security of the future going forward. The elderly don't give a fuck. So that's why I'm worried about Putin. But I sometimes logically, obviously at a pub with a mate, sit there and go, how the fuck is this going to play out? Because I think if China does anything in the South China Sea now, they've already made inroads into the Philippines about 3 days ago, and the Philippine governor, the Philippine president actually said, I don't want trouble. I can't do anything. We're helpless. So the Chinese Coast Guards are just hanging around the Philippine Ocean, right? There's nothing they can do, and he admitted it. So I think if China gets more ballsy, the UN and America can slap them with economic sanctions.
I feel like China's going to do the same thing Japan did in World War II and just try to take the whole Pacific first.
Take
like
Taiwan.
Taiwan, Vietnam, fucking all that. Malaysia, Singapore.
They just want the
Papua
South
New
China
Guinea.
Sea for the gas reserves.
And then they'll take Australia too. Like there's 1.4 billion of them, and there's 25 million of us. I think the numbers that come after the 4 and the 1.4 million.
Yeah, we're fucked.
That's even more than Australia.
Yeah, you're
Like-
playing to beat China. You have to play Call of Duty on the hardest level with a million soldiers coming at you, and they're all Chinese. You can't win.
I think I've calculated. I think that's 25 Chinese per 1 Australian.
Yeah,
So you're gonna take on 25 Chinese people.
yeah.
Just poke them in the eyes and kick them in the shins.
And if you don't know what that's like, go to Chinese New Year in Chinatown and walk against the grain of the traffic and have them all coming at you. You're fucked.
With those poppers, just
Yeah. Yeah.
it's too much. I've already got fucking flashbacks.
You just
There's
reminded me
too many.
today. This is off topic, but a fucking junkie came into my work today at the pub where I work at the Pokies, and he slipped me a gold coin, and he goes, "Can I get 2 ones, man, to play the?" And I'm like, "This isn't a $2 coin, man." He goes, "Oh, isn't it, buddy? What is it?" I go, "I don't fucking know what it is." I googled it. I go, "It's Chinese money, man." He goes, Is it still good for $2? I go, no, you fucking idiot. It might be in a year when they win the world, but for now, it's invalid currency, you fuckhead. And he's like, oh, fair go. Can I have a couple of bucks anyway? No, fuck off.
That's great.
But yeah, back to China. What if China, like we're just fucking strategizing here. What if China, how can you see World War III, but the enemy winning? So China has to team up with Russia and they have to team up with Iran.
Yeah.
So let's put together the baddies.
Not really. I reckon it can flip quicker than that. I reckon countries will start to flip soon, like Bulgaria. Apparently, like.
But what's Bulgaria? They're fucking.
Apparently, Poland right now they don't like the West and like that whole.
Poland. Everyone in Poland lives in the UK and they work as plumbers and electricians.
Yeah, right.
There's no one in Poland. They've all left to go and make fucking pound.
But the ones who stay, they're not into the gays and the trans, and they don't like the Muslims, and they don't fuck with.
But that's
so they're willing to fuck off all the Western world shit.
But that's subterranean bullshit. I'm talking about global politics. Like, how will a war be won? Like, at the end of the day, you've got to pick sides. So sides have to come together to fight a world war. Like in World War II, it was Germany, Japan, the axis of evil. Who's going to be the axis of evil? Is it going to be Russia, Iran, China? They have to unite.
North Korea,
they have to unite.
Yeah.
But how do you win a war? How will a global war play out? How will you have soldiers when it's all push button? It'll be fucking geeks in an IT room fighting the war. Like generals will be going, bomb that thing now on the map. And you just go Google Maps, arrow, click, drag, drop. What bomb do you want? Pick your bomb. And it's like Macca's. I'll go this one, go the carpet bomb. I'd fucking give them a nuke. Drop a nuke just to make sure. Bang. Like, it's weird, man.
I don't know. I think that's exactly how it will be.
It's going to be war by
it's
a
all
monitor.
Gonna be computer and shit. But
so when will you need soldiers? And now that we've got COVID, why wouldn't China go, let's actually beef up COVID and give it some mustard so that we'll re-release COVID?
I think COVID's a part of China's fucking plan.
I reckon.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Because look how their economy has just the world economy blew a tire and China just caught up.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they wanted.
China, like 0 people have died from corona.
Because this isn't
like 4 people died.
Yeah, this is not a conspiracy. You look at China when coronavirus broke and they tried to suppress it, whether they were embarrassed of the world finding out about their problems or whether they were like, nah, fuck them. Let it go around the world. It'll just be dire. Because China knows how to control their populace.
Yeah.
They welded them shut to their homes.
Yeah.
They can't have sovereign citizen anti-masker protests in China.
They don't.
Because you just get turned into mincemeat. You're gone.
They fell in love with masks 20 years ago anyway.
Yeah, they did.
They had no choice. China knows how to do it, bro. And then everybody's going to try to either copy China or we're going to just get fucked by the better country. Which I think that's how it's going to go. Why wouldn't you fucking try to take Australia? There's 25 million people here. That's nothing. I could blow you away.
And it's full
of minerals.
Full
of the shit we're buying from them all the time.
Man, the Aborigines are ringing up China going, oh, we'll be tripping on gold, bro. There's gold everywhere. I tripped over a big nugget. You know, it's rock. It's actually gold. But it's the dust storms that make it brown. But it's a gold rock, bro. And China's like, whoa.
You watch, I'm telling you. I don't really mind. I don't think I would mind a world where China is the leader.
No, I would because they're fucking nuts.
Nah, bro.
You can't get up on stage and riff.
China.
You can't. If you're
China, all you got to do is learn how to do kung fu. That's it.
Ad-libbing is dead on stage. You're fucked. You can't be George Carlin or Bill Hicks on stage in a new world China. You'll go, hey, where did Izzy go? That was a great set yesterday about the government controlling us. Oh, yeah, Izzy's gone now.
No, I don't do no more government material.
Yeah, it'd have to be pro-China.
My Xi Jinping jokes are done.
You'd have to get a guitar and do parody songs.
Yeah.
It's all over.
Hey, just karaoke it.
No, you don't want China in control, man. They're fucking nuts.
Do you think so? Do you think it wouldn't be too bad if they were not in control of the world, just the superpower? So then the way we look at America and go, they're the greatest. And we copy all their things, like they set trends and they make the movies that we watch. And that would it be that bad if China was the thing? They're very nice. They're very polite. They're not egotistical like Americans are. Like them being a superpower of the world, I don't think there'd be less wars. I would think anyway. How many wars have China? Like China never goes to war.
Yeah, but when they do, we're gonna know about it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be horrific.
I mean, yeah. Do you remember that Tiananmen Square guy with the bags? Yeah, no one ever saw that guy again.
That's the problem I have with China. It's so government controlled. There is no independent boards of inquiry, no royal commissions.
No.
Whereas here in Australia and in democratic societies such as the UK and America, there's independent inquiries. People are impeached, put on trial.
We found out
CEOs are found out for being.
We found out a lady got raped in our parliament. You would never find that shit out in China.
No, exactly.
Never.
Exactly.
One of our politicians raped somebody. Could you imagine China?
Why is that a surprise? Why are people surprised by that? These are egotistical maniacs who want absolute power. You think they're not going to tread on a 24-year-old woman?
Half of them are like, I thought.
They crush men their own weight.
This is what I got
They're
into
going to
politics.
destroy people.
This is why I got into politics. Are you kidding me? That's what they think.
Yeah. That does not surprise me that a woman was raped in Canberra. Fuck no, that does not surprise
there'd
me.
be thousands, man.
Yeah.
Imagine being the person that fucking sets the law and you know the president or prime minister, whatever the fuck his name is.
Man, I saw a group of politicians at the zoo once, and they were putting snake pythons around them, and I swear to God, you could see the snake just go, get him off me. Get him off me, bro. This fucker. I swear, man, I had a connection with the python. Politicians are, like I've said this on stage, they should swallow mushrooms on live TV.
Yeah.
So we could see their ego erode in front of our eyes, and then we can ask them, why do you want to go to Canberra? Why do you want absolute power? What is it inside of you that has compelled you to just think you're better than everyone else, that you can make change? Like I said, real politicians should be chosen against their will.
Yeah.
Like Wendy from the canteen, who's been working for free for kids, charities from day one, never been paid in her life, does it for free. She should be dragged to Canberra kicking and screaming and being put in charge of education.
But she doesn't know how to play chess, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But you need somebody to know how to play chess.
The system is flawed. The system empowers people that know how to cheat.
Yeah.
By using ego.
But you want that guy.
And Dr. Spin.
You don't want the nice guy, man. You want the guy that can fucking lie, cheat, and steal his way to the top. That's the guy I would want to back my people.
You reckon?
I don't want him to help me, personally. I just want him to back my side. That's what you want, really. You know that crazy guy in the small town? Everybody's like, oh, watch out for David, dude, that crazy guy, and he's got the fucking weird eye. Everybody's scared of that dude always. And, everyone's like, oh, put him in jail, or he's like... But then when shit hits the fan, that's the guy that fucking...
Get David out, yeah.
Just fucking... He comes hatching with his fucking... You're like, that's why we have that guy, that crazy motherfucker.
Well, put him in the military.
We need...
And make him an infantryman.
Yeah.
He should be a frontline soldier.
But, like Napoleon had 30,000 men at his disposal. He could just...
Yeah.
Send them, and that's what you fucking need, dude. You need somebody who doesn't care about 30,000 people.
But that's another thing that got me, was how people were surprised that SAS Australian soldiers were getting caught doing disgusting things. And I'm like, what do you expect?
What?
These are guys that signed up at the age of 17 to jump out of a plane with a machine gun and slit a stranger's throat that they've never met. You're fucking halfway cooked, man.
It's like
And you're surprised that they have a party and put on a Ku Klux Klan outfit and jump around like fucking white supremacists.
But
that shocks you. Look what they've signed up to do.
They know they're not. That's the thing. They know they're not.
We're not talking about Anzac diggers that at 21 were forced to jump on a ship and go and fight
those
for our
cunts are
land.
sick cunts.
Yeah.
I like those guys.
Yeah, me too, man. They were just simple farmers.
The SAS guys, they're not. The SAS, it's like, yeah, they fucking. I don't know where I was going.
I cut you off before, so apologies for that.
No, you're right. But yeah, what did they expect?
Napoleon, 30,000
Nah.
troops after that.
the SAS.
I don't edit this either.
I know,
so
I know.
Fucking
But no, they're fucking... Yeah, they're not the Avengers. And they know they're not the Avengers. We know that it's the news trying to lie to us and be like, this is... It's like, when we cheated in the cricket and our name went down the drain a little bit?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. We care about us cheating in the cricket as much as we do this fucking SAS story. Like, we're just like, oh, we don't want it to damage our fucking reputation. We know they're not the fucking superheroes. We know they just go there for the fucking, you know. I'm sure there's a lot of people, though, still to this day who think we go there to fucking rescue people and fucking save the day. But we're not, you know what I mean?
Most people are aware of, the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
You'd say so?
Yeah.
I reckon that probably stopped last decade. Last decade, there not being any weapons of mass destruction I think was the straw that broke their back. Was the whole we're not superheroes.
The Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon it was the straw that turned us all and went like, oh, they're not the fucking superheroes.
How they basically lied just to,
Yeah.
to get the oil.
Vietnam was the first little one where Vietnam was like, oh, I don't know, we're kind of evil. And then Iraq War was the definite, like, the fucking, no, we're not fucking heroes.
It all boils down to the following. America over China for me, only because better, the devil, you know. I know this devil. I like this devil. This devil gives me good Hollywood blockbusters that I can chew a bucket of popcorn with. I follow him on Instagram. I loved Trump. He was entertainment plus. He was like my drunk uncle at a barbecue with his cock out at 4 a.m, and they called him an Uber to get him the fuck out of there. But he was entertaining. That's America. That's the devil I know.
He was great.
And I would keep that devil. China, I don't know what we're in for. All I know about China is that they passed a law saying
it's not bad.
Look, man, let me just tell you. Look, China passed a law saying if you slander China in any way, wherever you live, it may be considered as an act of terrorism.
Wow.
So with that in mind, let's say you're an up-and-coming comic that flies to Hong Kong to do stand-up in Hong Kong, which is very popular, by the way. There's a massive club in Hong Kong where they do stand-up. Not now, but there was before. That's considered Chinese territory. You could go, they could be aware of you, you crush, you say some slanderous thing against China, and you're fucking held in custody.
And now you're a terrorist. Because you bombed on stage.
You're fucked. Yeah. So it's just better the devil you know.
Yeah, but other than that, though, other than let's say you didn't, like, other than that, I don't think they would be that bad. I don't think they're even like their concentration camps. They're not really Nazi concentration camps. They make you draw and shit. They make you color in. They give you coloring books and.
No, you talking about the Uyghurs?
Yeah,
they're fucked, man.
No, apparently those ones they're just a bunch of like play school movies. You got to watch play school a lot. And,
I don't think so.
And Chinese play school.
I reckon it's far from fucking play school.
They make you eat pork and stuff.
Look through
pork chops.
Look through any shop. Look through any shape window you want. And you're going to see nothing but darkness and despair.
Heard, dude, this one lady.
They made him eat pork.
Yeah, this one lady.
Drink alcohol.
Yeah, how fun is that?
It's great fun. You know, yeah. Call yourself Muhammad, like my mate says on one of his jokes, Hugo. You know?
Yeah, right.
So, fuck yeah.
No, I think it's, there was this Uyghur lady and she escaped. And they go, what did they make you do? And it was like the most childish shit. It was like real grade 1 sort of activities. It was almost like you were like in, because they have to brainwash you.
Yeah, but dude, you're a Muslim yourself, right? Do you want, if China comes in here, they'd be like, well, look, you know, you're going to join the Uyghurs.
My mum would pretend to. We would all pretend to for our life. But we'd always be like having, you know, our fingers crossed, looking up at God and giving him the wink. I don't know why the Uyghurs care about. I'd pretend. I'd be like, yeah, I love beer and alcohol and pig and,
yeah,
you know, whatever you need me to like.
But there's a lot of people who just won't drink it.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, fuck it.
Yeah,
it's my religion. I'd rather die.
Yeah.
And there's some people that yearn for that challenge to prove to God how strong they can be.
To them, it is
That's what they've been put on this earth to do.
It's the test, the ultimate test.
Ultimate test.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
being judged by God right now.
For sure.
You
I didn't even know what the fuck China's problem is with the Muslims. They don't even. Is China? They're not religious.
China does not like
religion. They're
diversity.
Right.
It's a one China policy. Everyone has to go in the one direction. One belt, one road. We are one.
Right.
We are not many. And from all the lands of... No. Fuck, rewrite that shit. We are one, and that's it. We're all going in this direction. Anyone against the orthodoxy is considered an enemy of the state.
Because they're not religious, hey, Chinese people.
I can't answer that. But all I know is that Taiwan is the real government
The
of
OGs.
China. Back in 1949, the government picked up,
Left.
jumped on a boat,
Yeah.
and fucking sailed to Taiwan.
That'd be
and-
like now if the Australian government went to Phillip Island.
Yeah, and that's it. So ScoMo is ruling from Phillip Island with a basic military that's supported by America, and you're in power going, fuck, man, get the Russians on the phone. I want to get these cunts. So you're buying weapons off Russia,
Yeah.
which is what China did.
And everybody's like, Phillip Island. We're like, no, it is not called
Yeah.
Phillip Island.
So Australia starts a new country run by you. You're on the phone to Russia getting armaments. You've rang up everyone in the world going, you want to make shit? We'll make it for you, man.
We'll make it quick.
We'll make it for you.
What do you want?
You got your workers. You're paying them $2 and you're feeding them a handful of rice. You're telling them they can put rice fields. In 1959, you passed a law in China saying you can eat whatever you want to stop famine. So people started eating bats and fucking worms.
Is that
and
what they
anything.
said?
Yeah, they said you can eat whatever you can to
Wow.
survive because China was crippled by a famine in the early 50s.
That's right.
They were fucked, man. Japan used to go and have fun in China, just rape and pillage it. Like the Japanese, treated China like the Vikings treated Scotland and England back in the day in like 1060, whatever, or before that. Sorry, with their raids.
Right.
Japs used to run amok.
Yeah.
That's why
right.
China wants to fucking. China has got like a
But they've been around for so long. That's the crazy part. They've been around making shit and making fucking tools
and shutting their mouth. And
Yeah.
allowing us to take the piss out of them, and they're like, "Oh, very funny. We get you back, motherfucker."
Don't worry.
No, joking. You do my accent, very racist, but I get you back. I laugh. Oh, you're very funny.
They've been waiting for the day.
They're waiting, man. They're biding their time.
I don't even know. I don't know. What do Chinese people think? I've never really got like. They're the most like
They're
the most
secretive, man.
the mysterious ones
Yeah,
out of all of them.
They're all fucking.
Out of all of us.
They love their country, and they're all towing the line, and they're too scared to speak out because they go missing. That
Right.
doctor who jumped on his phone and goes, "Hey, man, I think Corona's some serious shit." Doot, 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 doot,
What is-
doot. Where is he?
What did
I
he
don't
say?
fucking know.
I think he said he likes Corona. Or
Yeah.
something. He likes Corona and lime.
Where is he? Oh, I don't know. He's gone. Maybe he went to Mexico to drink Corona and lime. Don't ask again because you'll go with him as well. Oh, okay. I think I know what's going on. My whole don't fuck with China. That's what I've learned.
Yeah,
And-
you don't.
And
No
China's
way.
grown up now.
No.
It's like China reminds me of Richmond in 2017 when we won the grand final. The sleeping giant has awakened. It's like China is up. They've just opened their eyes. The dragon is uncurling its tail and stretching and going, right, let's start with the China Sea
yeah.
and then fix up Taiwan and go from there.
They're scared. But they're so lovely and cute and you know. I can't see them. That's why I can't see them being too evil. Is all I was saying.
Just YouTube them marching, and then press mute and go. Dun, 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 dun,
Have you seen
dun.
them killing the pigs when the pigs have swine?
Fuck.
They dig the hole and just throw
Ow.
them in,
Yeah, they're brutal.
and they just light a match. And they all just stand around this fucking a hole with like filled with pigs
Yeah.
and petrol,
Yeah.
and just light. And they just stand there smoking.
Yeah, it's brutal. And if you look to the
They
left,
don't even do
you
this.
can see me with a bucket of maple syrup, going, "I'm ready."
Yeah, one thing I realize is they don't give a fuck about animals. So once they treat you like an animal, it's done.
Yeah,
Once they go, every other race is an animal.
you're fucking brutal, man.
Just-
Have you seen their markets?
Yeah.
Like,
oh.
like a dog was like Hollywood tied up to like a bamboo from its stick, and the poor dog was looking in the camera like, "Bro, what did I do? I'll apologize. Tell him, what did I do?"
And the villain was doing his big speech before the
Yeah.
thing was going down.
And then I've heard this dark shit that they, oh fuck, I apologize if it's going dark, but I've heard that they fucking break the dog's legs while it's alive because it releases adrenaline, which softens and tenderizes the meat, and then they kill
Of
it,
course.
all in this prep.
They do it all. They do the fucking the rhinos. The reason why the rhinos are going extinct is because these guys think it's an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, they make up all this weird shit like tiger penis.
Tiger penis blood and all that.
Yeah,
Rhino horn, bigger penis or whatever, libido.
yeah. And seriously, just fucking take a blue pill, mate. Like
Even-
the rest of us.
even
Drop
that.
a Viagra.
They got iced tea with all these little pills in them, these little jelly balls.
Yeah.
They try anything, Chinese people.
They'll eat anything.
They'll literally.
Anything. You know, thank fuck America got to Mars first. If we find alien life, China will be like, hey, what did you do with that? Oh, no.
Tastes like octopus. Tastes and look like octopus.
China lands on Europa, Jupiter's moon, finds octopus, devours it. They just eat it.
Instinct.
NASA's like, we've got so many questions about its biology. We just ate it, bro.
It goes good with soy sauce.
Yeah. They will fucking eat anything.
They would. Sometimes I see videos of like animals in China, and I go, "Is that even a thing?"
Yeah.
Like I think it's such an alien world. They've got their own animals sometimes.
Yeah, I just find it perplexing that they can look at something and go, how do I eat this?
Yeah.
What would this go with?
Yeah.
Whereas we just want to pat it, give it a name.
Except pandas. Do they eat pandas?
I reckon surely.
Is pandas them or Japanese people? Pandas Chinese, right?
I fucking don't know.
It's Chinese, I think.
I know. All I know about pandas is that it's a very popular pokey machine. They love it.
What's bamboo? Bamboo's Chinese.
Bamboo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's panda.
Panda. Okay, that's Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
The
fuck.
Japanese people, they're a different breed, hey.
Yeah.
They're a whole different. They're like a more electronic. We build LGs and Samsungs.
Yeah, well, what happened to them? They got crushed by the Americans. They lost their dignity.
Yeah, and then they
got their balls handed to them.
and now they're just
And now they're going, all right, let's just become geeks.
they
and,
just draw cartoons and
toe the line.
commit suicide quite often.
Yeah. Yeah. Work 150 hours a week.
Yeah, they live in a shoebox and commit suicide
It's amazing how
at any moment.
they've kept that samurai tradition, the samurai honor of hard work, loyalty, succeed or die. Has transitioned through the ages into their workforce and their cultural makeup.
Even them, apparently, Japanese people. I heard somebody gave the example of like where they build motorbikes, let's say, and from the start to the end, it goes through like a system. Every person puts one thing on, but if somebody, let's say, I'm putting on the seat and I notice that this cunt didn't put this part on properly, they don't say anything. Because they don't want to bring anybody else down, and also you're not allowed to bring your superiors down. Like,
so they'll release a defective product.
So no, it's not that they'll release it. They'll find it at the end of the release, at the end of the conveyor belt thing. They'll find it at the end, but they don't know until the end. Because if you're like, let's say you're a little bit above me, you've been here for 2 years, I can't say you've done something wrong. So if you go, oh, this bike is good, and I go, oh, but it's not. I'll leave it because they've got such a obedient to.
I understand. I understand because there was an episode of Air Crash Investigations that I'm thinking of in a Japanese cockpit, Japan Air, and the captain was bananas, and the co-pilot couldn't say anything because you had to respect the pecking order.
It's like this is we're going down, we're going down.
Yeah.
And on
but the captain's like, roll down the window, but we're at 40,000 feet. Roll it down. I'm like, okay. Like, he just went bananas, and he's doing all this nut shit. But, yeah. And now they were like, I think the American Aviation Board said any flight that lands in America or any Western world has to abide by a globalized Western standard where co-pilots are allowed
to knock out the pilot.
To knock out the fucking pilot and call him a dumb cunt if he's wearing a party hat and clown shoes.
Is that what you're wearing? This is what I'm wearing today.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'm allowed to knock you out. So, yeah, because I remember the co-pilot just fucking swallowed his pride.
Yeah, you have to.
He just said, bye, mum, at the end of the recording. That black box, man, fuck. It's your last recording.
Yeah, don't buy mum with your last recording.
Yeah.
Go out as a hero.
Yeah.
Or pretend like you actually tried to do something.
Yeah.
I said no! Ah!
I'd say something funny like, how about a quick head drop? Boom. Something stupid.
That would be very scary. I've seen photos of the last pictures taken of the people on like the MH13 plane.
Yeah.
And they're all just sitting there with their families, all smiling, and they're on the plane.
It's eerie.
And then you just go, fuck, you fell for a while too.
Yeah, some of them were found in their seats.
Right.
Snapped frozen rigor mortis from the minus 56 degree weather that confronted them when the plane ripped open.
Right.
And this is
Like, how quick would you freeze? You'd freeze pretty quick.
Well, yeah, it's minus 56. I mean, when I go into Dan Murphy's in summer and it's 3 degrees to get a slab, I'm like, "Ooh, get the fuck out of here!" Yeah, I'm like, "Fuck, it's cold," and that's 3 degrees, and I'm in a singlet.
Yeah.
So imagine minus 56. It's next level.
That is.
So they were snap frozen and they were found in their seats, rigor mortis.
So they died before they even hit the ground.
Yeah, of
Fuck.
course. Man, you're tumbling
Yeah.
and minus 56 degrees like
You can't turn on the heater.
at 1,000 degrees, spinning upside down. They were found like that, rigor mortis, and sadly, all their jewelry was removed, bro.
Really?
Yeah, the fucking Russians or the Russians got to them
Oh wow.
and just fucking cleaned out their jewelry and left them there. It just goes to show how wonderfully fucked up we can be, man.
No, well, you know what's funny?
But you know what? It's a Rolex and it's worth 10 grand and it's gonna go to waste, isn't it?
A Rolex
Someone's gonna claim it, bro.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna fucking claim
Rolex
that.
don't rigor mortis.
Yeah.
It keep ticking.
It kept its time.
Yeah.
It's in the new ad. It can survive minus 56, getting spun at 1,000 k's an hour.
They changed their. It's usually like how deep they can go in water.
Yeah, how high.
Yeah. But back in the day when there was wars, big wars, like the clash wars, the old school fucking sword wars, there'd be so many dead bodies on the ground, right?
Yeah.
There would be these dudes, old dudes, and it was their job, it was their job. They made fucking dentures, and since young boys like joining wars, there was a lot of good teeth on the ground. So they would go around and just like fucking hack out teeth. That's all they did. Like just so many dead bodies. Obviously, people would steal their shit. The army would usually steal their swords and whatnot.
Of course. Yeah, because you're talking about silver, bronze, copper.
Yeah.
These are fucking precious metals
There's
back then.
people that write stories about
Metallurgy. That's big business.
Yeah, there was this war back in like 1700s, and like dude's dying, and he wakes up to somebody taking his shoes.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fucking, you taking my shoes? Cunt, I'm still alive, bro."
Yeah.
How about stab me in the throat?
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
I think what would suck is if someone's fucking you in the ass. And you're like, "Oh, man, I got an ass fucker. Just take my shoes and my watch." But it's 1060. You don't have a watch. Yeah, you know what I mean. Stop fucking me in the ass, man. Or just wait till I'm good and
Just
dead.
fuck that one in the ass. He's dead.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
That would be the worst. But yeah, I could so picture those cunts going through taking teeth.
Yeah, you would have followed armies back then to hope and wait for them to fucking die.
Shit, yeah.
They'd be like jackals. People would be like jackals on an army.
Yeah, good luck on the battlefield. Bring me back a nice smile.
Yeah.
Your wife's missing a few teeth.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'll get
These are
it.
your son's teeth.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, but no, fucking maybe enough war. I love war. War would probably be my favorite subject.
Yeah, I find it fascinating. I just find it fascinating how they can rally up 20-year-old men and just convince them, especially the Civil War in America and Napoleonic days, where they made men stand in a line like they were singing the national anthem, and 10 meters away there was another army, and they had to stand there and receive bullet fire.
Yeah.
And then they had to reload and stand there. And while they're doing this, going back and forth, exchanging gunfire, they would inch towards each other. And when they got closer and they could see the whites of their eyes, they would put on the bayonets. And then they'd start hand-to-hand combat. And then if one of them was injured, they were taken behind the lines to a triage. And it wasn't a doctor. It was a guy in an apron that looked like he just got back from Bunnings, because he had like a saw, a hammer, a vice, and he'd just be like sawing your fucking leg off. Yep, he's done. Next.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that brutality.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And they were face to face. That was the scary part. They weren't like fucking miles away, what we are now. It's going to be hard to convince our generation to go to war. That's the thing.
Yeah, could you imagine Gallipoli now? We'd all get shot in the trenches for doing selfies with sticking our heads up, going, check me out, mum, doing it for our country. Love Oz, beat the Turks, doing it for you, Australia. How many? Oh my God, I got 1,000 likes.
I'd definitely have a GoPro. You'd GoPro the whole thing.
Yeah,
have you seen GoPro wars now? There's like Iraq-Iran war, Afghanistan and stuff. Can't have GoPros on their thingos. You can see the whole thing.
Actual soldiers.
Actual soldiers, yeah.
So you can go to YouTube and actually GoPro YouTube a soldier with a lot of feet.
He's in like deep in war, like
Jesus.
dead firefight, the whole like everything.
So real Call of Duty.
Real Call of Duty style.
That's insane.
Yeah. And watching like, have you seen Restrepo?
No.
That one's a great one because that was like they get to talk to you. They talk to a bunch of boys before they go to war, when they're in the war, and after the war, and you see like how they are mentally after the war, and none of them are okay.
You're
No.
never gonna be.
You're never gonna be.
You're never gonna be. Have you seen the movie Deer Hunter?
No.
Deer Hunter is a famous movie with Christopher Walken and Robert De Niro. Basically, the whole movie distills into this ethos. Christopher Walken is happy-go-lucky, innocent boy before the war.
Mm.
He comes back damaged
Mm.
and is fucking wrecked for the rest of his life. Ends up dying. Robert De Niro is a psycho before he goes to war, and it scares him straight, and he comes back from the war appreciating life and the goodness. It's either gonna have a drastic effect on your life.
Wow.
It's either gonna be positive or negative.
Mm. Mm.
And you just hope that the effect of war is positive on your spirit. But how can it be? Like I'm so eternally grateful that we don't have to
Yeah.
fucking go to war. Like I look at that shit and I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, it's hectic. Restrepo is a real good one. Very interesting. Just watching them come back and had like, they're like, I can't sleep and all that shit. But yeah, very scary.
Oh, it's fucking insane, man. I
Mm.
saw this one doco on Vietnam, where soldiers were coming back and they would sleep in the bushes of their backyard
Oh right.
instead of a
Sleep-
queen size mattress with their wife.
Yeah, right.
They just felt safer. Like it's just fucking cooked shit, man.
Yeah.
Not off its charts.
Yeah.
And the PTSD filtered through into their children.
Mm.
It somehow crept into the DNA and went through to the children and manifested itself in PTSD in
Right.
certain conditions.
I wouldn't be surprised if me and my two siblings have a lot of that. Only because, yeah, when I was born, it was legit just fucking rocket launchers and AKs ringing around me. And
Holy fuck.
There was already my older sister and my brother. My older sister's 2 years older. My brother was 4 years older than me. So he was 4 when this was going down. And like my mum and my grandma, like the amount of, like we were young, we were babies, and my brother was 4, but like the amount of dead bodies he would have been around already at that time.
Yeah.
And the amount of dead bodies that my mum and my grandma was fucking around. Like my mum told me a story where my dad was like, I'll be back at 5 o'clock, middle of the war, right? He's the doctor of it was the top doctor the only doctor in the fucking hospital. Him and he had a crew of other doctors underneath him, and every time like he'd get trapped in there for like 2 months at a time, right? And like if one of his doctors would be like, oh, I need to go home to fucking care for my family, I'll be back, I promise I'll be back, and they'd never fucking see him again. He'd die before he got there, or die on the way back.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so there's a story my mum tells me where my dad's like, I'll be back at 5 o'clock, and he never came back at 5. He just got stuck in there. But my mum thought he's fucking dead. So she wrapped me up on her chest, like they do the wrap up, like the African wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
She wrapped me up, and she's just
Yeah, I've seen it on Disney.
yeah. She
Some
started-
cartoon.
And she started walking down the street, flipping fucking dead bodies to see if it was my dad.
Holy
Flipping
fuck.
Dead body after dead body after dead body. Like, she tells like stories of like just the line. If you looked at like a brick wall, there was just dudes like sitting down dead on just a lot, like heaps of them, just dead on the brick wall. And she'd have to go see if it was my dad. No, that's not him. That's not him. That's not him. And just keep going. Like my mom tells one story where we're fucking trapped in a house, and the front line is like coming etching closer to us, and we can't escape. There's no way of us escaping. There's so much bullets coming into the house. My grandma's laying down on a bed, and she's got a scarf over her face, and you can't see her face. That's how much like rubble has fallen off the walls and just covered her whole body. That's just like that many bullets coming through the wall. And my mum's sitting there, and my brother starts crying. And these motherfuckers who are like, this is our house. The front line is here. So these guys are getting pushed back towards us, right? So the bad guys, the guys that want to fuck us, we can see their backs just there, and they're coming back, getting pushed. And the front line is our guys, the guys pushing them, and they're the ones shooting into the house and stuff, right? Because these guys are shooting that way. So this dude was like, the dude who hid them in this house was going to rat on everybody in this house. It's like 10 people in the house. He was going to rat on them and tell the guys, these guys in the front line, be like, hey, this house is full of people that you'd want to kill,
Mm.
right? And then just as he's trying to find the key to fucking open the door, a sniper snipes him in the head. My mum's watching this out her window, just out the front of her window. My mum's watching this. A sniper snipes him in the head, falls down, and the other dude is sitting down on the ground, waiting for this guy to find the keys, having a smoke. And then a sniper goes and whacks him in the balls and shoots his balls off.
Fuck.
And then old mate who's got the keys, who was ratting at us, he dies on the spot with the bullet in his head. The other guy that was going to kill us, he's fucking got no balls left, so he's dying as well. So the other guy, there's three of them. The other guy grabs him and they fucking start running off. Right? So we were gonna. So then the front line gets closer, comes to the house. My brother's crying at this point. So my mum like fucking suffocates him, and he passes out. He's only 4 years old. He passes out because my mum's suffocating him so much. And then we hear a knock on the door, duk, 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 and my mum goes and answers the door, and they go, "Who are you?" And she goes, "I'm Somali." And then, because it's a split war, North versus South. We're all Somali though, but this dude wants you to say, "Are you fucking South or are you North?" Right? He doesn't fucking. We're not doing none of this.
Pro Muhammad or anti Muhammad?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But my mum's trying to be a fucking peace-loving hippie.
On the fence, yeah.
Right, and so she's like,
"We're all Somalians.
We're all Somali. I'm your brother. I'm not." And then he fucking with his AK, and he's like, "Tell me who you are. I'm gonna shoot you." And she goes, "All right." And she didn't know who this guy was, or that was the North. She didn't know what was going on. All she knows is there's fucking fighting going on outside. So she doesn't know who the fuck this guy was. So she goes, "All right, well," she's thinking, "No, I'm gonna get a bullet to the head any minute, any second now." And she goes, "All right, well, I'm the North." And he goes, "Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, no, we are too. We just who was those guys?" And Mum's like, "Well, that guy was gonna rat on us. Thank you for killing him." And he's fucking bleeding out.
Holy fuck! That would be like winning Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the
Yeah.
$1 million question.
Yeah.
Eddie Maguire, correct.
Yeah.
Fucking hell!
But just like heaps of shit like that, like just
Jesus.
people dying on the spot. You know, somebody sitting there. My mum's fucking auntie or her nephew or whatever, my cousin, just sitting there, and a bullet comes through the door and through the wall and just fucking kills him, and he's just like. And then, like, they wake up that morning, the cunt's just, like, in his face is in a bowl of breakfast, basically.
Yeah.
In a bowl of cereal because a bullet came through the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. So to go back to your point, yeah, I do believe, and I have read peer-reviewed literature that there is such a thing as PTSD that can get passed down.
Yeah, not so much passed down because we were already born, right? But I just think being a kid and being so close to your mum's heart, right? Being wrapped up there. And since my mum is going through some shit and her heart's racing.
The arrhythmia.
Why wouldn't I pick that up?
Of course.
As a kid.
You can sense it.
Sense it for sure. And all just like there was babies dying around me when I was lucky to be even come to Australia. Like when I came to Australia, they reckon I looked like a little World Vision kid because I was so skinny. But there was babies dying around me same age just because there was no nutrients left in the mums haven't eaten in a long time. How are they going to fucking feed the kids if the kids can't get food, you know? So like I was very lucky to be alive. Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's what like my sister I wouldn't be surprised. My sister's a chicken shit, very scared. So I wouldn't be like even loud noises, so
it's just her anxiety, I guess.
Yeah. But in saying that, my mum and my grandma walked out of that like fucking champs, bro. Like I couldn't even tell you that my mum's got anything, like even my grandma, toughest woman I've ever met in my life. Not even a little bit of like paranoia or PTSD. Nothing, dude. Not that I'm aware. Like I can't tell, but what I see. Like, my mum's not really a chicken, but she does like to... She's not a chicken. She's a very, very strong woman. Even my grandma, like, zero PTSD. And the amount of fucking dead bodies and shit they've seen and had to run away from. Incredible. Like, I'd be fucked up. But they seem like they're not.
They're a different breed.
They are.
They're a different breed. I remember in 1943, on my mum's side of the family, I think it was my mum's older sister who was crying as a baby, and they were getting chased by the Nazis, and they just left the baby. They left her.
Oh wow!
Because she was crying, and I don't know why they didn't suffocate her. Because I just, should have like suffocate her, knock her out. They just left her, and luckily the Nazis, I don't know.
They don't like babies.
They don't like babies. They
They
either
cry.
left the baby or they didn't see it or came up through a different side of the mountain. But they went back a couple of days later and she was alive.
Wow.
Mm.
That's great.
So yeah, they're a different breed of women. They're just strong.
Yeah.
Just strong, man.
I
Not
think-
like now offended on a comment online.
No, I think women are just stronger when it comes to real shit like that. Normally, anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
I think dudes don't want to. Like, we'll do the thing, but we don't want to. Really...
Maybe we're stronger with, I don't know, pain tolerance, bullets. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then again, women can be soldiers. Like there's a lot of female soldiers that were heroes during the Greek uprising against the Ottomans. you
Yeah.
know? So
But like, I know a lot of people go, "Oh, the Vietnam War." My dad doesn't like to talk about the Vietnam War. What happened? Like my mum, the Somali Civil War. My mum couldn't think of a funner topic to talk about. My mum would be like,
Friday night, gather around. Got some
Yeah.
great war stories. So then the bullet ripped his brains off my new curtains. Totally fucked my new curtains.
Yeah. My mum loves the fucking war story.
Fucking
Even
hell.
on the phone, she'll call up her friends. Like, do you remember the war story?
Jesus.
Like, they don't give a fuck, bro.
Mm. Hey man, we gotta go.
All right, man.
We've got to go to the Brunny.
Let's
Every
do it.
Monday night, you can catch me and Izzy at the Brunny. Well, most Monday nights. That's where we're going now.
You've been doing it quite a bit. You did it last week.
Yeah, I did it last week. It's just around the corner.
Yeah.
Izzy, thank you so much for coming in, man.
Thank you, bro.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, mate.
Peace out.
Bye.
Get.